In this video, I'll show you how to do fraction division. For this video, we will be referring back to, I just wrote an X there, fraction multiplication, which was the previous title, and also 4 ways to write a division. In this video, fraction division will be demonstrated using whole numbers. Fraction will be divided by a whole number, and fraction will be divided by a fraction. I will also show you how to do the same thing on a calculator, like so, on a scientific calculator, and by using the ABC button on the calculator, which looks like this, the ABC button on the calculator, and it also works with the second function button, which looks like that usually, and it activates the function above the ABC button, and it says D over C, which stands for decimal conversion. So that's the scope in this video. Let's get started. Let's get started with a relatively easy fraction. How about 1 over 3 divided by 4? Now, the language involving fraction division is somewhat tricky. Let me model this here for you. Here is 1/3 of a pizza pie there, or a pizza slice, 1/3 of a pizza, and this 1/3 of a slice should be shared equally among 4 people, like so. In essence, we are asking, when 1/3 is divided into 4 equal parts, what is a fourth of a third? Now, and this is where the tricky part lies. The divided by 4 means this concept that the 1/3 is to be divided by 4. But by dividing by 4, we're making fourths of a third. And this word of, refers to multiplication. That's why 1/3 of a fourth could be also written down in this format. 1/3 of a fourth. The rule is, typically, for fraction multiplication, is that you take the reciprocal, you take the reciprocal of the divisor. This is the dividend, the number to be divided, and this is the divisor. And it's important that you do it with the divisor. You take the reciprocal of the divisor, and you, when you do that, this is a 4 over 1. It's a 4 over 1, and you flip it. It's a 1 over 4. That's what it means, taking the reciprocal of the divisor. If it was a 4 over 1, it is a 1 over 4, and the operation changes from division to multiplication, and that's why you need to be proficient with the multiplication there. Notice I said proficient, not just familiar with. And 1 by 1 is 1, and 3 by 4 is 12. So the answer to the question is, the answer to the question, what is a fourth of a third? The answer is a 12th, because when the third is divided into 4 equal parts, then one portion of it will be a 12th of the original full size of pizza. One portion of it will be 1/12. The result, the quotient, the result is 1/12 of the original full pizza, or the original whole amount. Okay, that's how fraction multiplication is fraction division is done. Basically, you take the reciprocal of the divisor and you multiply. Now, on a calculator, it works only one way. I will show you first the way it does not work. So let's enter 1/3 in this format, in fraction format, 1/3/4. And I get that, 1/3/4. Why I did this one, I want to remind you that 1/3/4 is the same thing as 1/3/4 is the same thing as 1/3/4, because a fraction is a division, and a division is a fraction. However, into the calculator, as it is programmed, we entered 1/3/4, and the calculator interprets it as 1 3/4. Okay, and 1 3/4, calculator interprets it as a mixed number. Okay, so that's how the calculator is programmed. That's why it's not doing anything. However, if we bracket the fraction part, 1/3, like that, keep it in a bracket, and go over 4 after that, calculator will understand 1/3 as a separate fraction, having nothing to do with the number 4. So this way it works on a calculator. It also works 1/3/4, and you get the decimal number, and the decimal number is the same as 1/12, just like that. It's the same decimal number. You can also do fraction division if it's written in this format. If you multiply that one with that one, and you get 1/12 out of it in one move. So that's different approaches here on fraction division and interpreting the results. Let's take a look at one more. Where is my blue pen? We'll go with black pen. 3/4 is to be divided by 2. It equals, in essence, and let me just do the fraction modeling. Here is a chocolate bar with 4 squares, and in essence we are asking, if we have 3/4 of this chocolate bar, we have this much there, because this one is eaten up already. We have 3/4 of the original chocolate bar, and we divide it by 2, like so. Then the question is, this is 1/2 of it, and this is the other half of it. We've got 2 halves. The question is, how big is a half of a fourth of 3/4? How much is half? What is half of 3/4? And half of 3/4, remember that the word of means multiplication in most contexts. Half of 3/4, this could be rewritten as that, and then multiply the top with the top, 3, bottom with the bottom, 8. Half of 3/4 is 3/8. With this division we created 8 pieces, 1, 2, 3 and 4, but that's an invisible one. 5, 6, 7, 8, that's also an invisible one because it's not part of the calculation. But that's how to model fractions, and that's how to do division. Again, we took the reciprocal of the divisor. It's been flipped upside down, and the division became a multiplication. So those are the two steps. Flip the divisor, and then the division becomes a multiplication, and just treat it as a multiplication and solve it from then on. Let's go to the other page, and actually we can check it on a calculator real fast here. 3/4. It works this way, divided by 2. There, it works with these button combinations as well. It's 3/8. Next page, let's do a fraction division by fraction by fraction. Say, let's go some low numbers where you can see what is actually happening. Let's divide 1/3 by a half equals. And again, if we apply the steps of the previous situation, and we take the divisor, we make it reciprocal, and it becomes 2/1, and 1/3 stays the same. And it's important that the original division now becomes a multiplication, and then we come up with an answer. Multiply numerator with numerator, denominator with denominator. The answer is 2/3. We can do it on a calculator as well. Sorry, but calculator works differently than in the previous version. So take a look at this one. 1/3 over 1/2. If I enter it in this combination, doesn't make sense for the calculator. 1/3 over 1/2. We can try to enter it this way. 1/3 over 1/2. We do get a result, but is it correct? It's 0.1666. It is incorrect. That 2/3 is in decimal format is 0.66666, and I'm seeing 0.166. So this format, the calculator will not give you a proper answer. You need to bracket the two fractions. 1/3 divided by 1/2. And this way, now you get 0.66666. If you want a fraction right away, again, you need to bracket the fraction. 1/3 divided by 1/2. Oops. 1/2 equals 2/3. There is 2/3, and when I press the decimal conversion button, 0.666, and back to 2/3. So the calculator only works in two combinations. When you bracket 1/3 and then divided it by 1/2, or it works with the other buttons. That one, 1/2. It works with that button combination as well. What is the meaning of this division? How do we model 1/3 divided by 1/2? What the meaning of it is, 1/3 is treated as a half. 1/3 is treated as a half, and we're asked how, not who, how big is the whole. If 1/3 is a half of something, how big is the whole thing? The whole thing is 2/3. Let me just draw you here a number line for this one. Here is 1/3 of something. There, here is 0. Here is 1. There's 1/3, 2/3. There. If 1/3 is half of something, if 1/3 is half of something, we need to double it to make it a whole. And that whole is what part of 1? And this whole is what part of 1? Then that whole is 2/3 of 1. It's interesting to see how multiplication and division are kind of related, and you need to practice these to make sense out of these fraction divisions. Let's do one last fraction division here. 2/5 divided by 3/4. And to do just the mechanics of it, you have to take the reciprocal of that one. of the divisor, the dividend stays the same and it becomes a multiplication. 2 by 4 is 8 and 5 by 3 is 15. It's hard to model complicated fraction divisions, but this one can also be modeled just like the 1/3 and the doubling was done. But in the English language or in any language that I know about, there are really no words for the reciprocal of 3/4, what that would be. But the reciprocal of half is doubling. So there's halving and doubling, but there is no words for a fraction like 3/4, and it's hard to model it. So basically that's how fraction division is done. Keep practicing it until you are proficient at it.